finance person, be a very, very good finance person.
Curiosity which comes up, asking yourself the first question, are we the best? And always aim for the best.
Lifelong learning is the number one skill.
Really, what were the skills which really helped you to becoming such a successful person in your career?
Lifelong learning is the number one skill. I think that, you will keep hearing throughout from me. But if I have to move to the next thing, I would say networking. I think, building your network is very important. And it starts from early stage, right? When you're in college, you don't recognize enough, but, in your later years, the network that you build, even with the people that you are studying with, because you're spending so much of your time in your early days, right? It's important.
People are complaining that I can't do it, it's too difficult. That's not possible. We have to think that everything is possible. The word impossible itself means I am possible. So positive attitude. And number 3,
Yes.
in the world of business, the most important ability which one should have is to think as an entrepreneur. Think as a person who will be able to get things done. Now, the word attitude and thinking as an entrepreneur are two different attributes. Just because one has positive attitude, I can do it, does not necessarily mean the person is thinking like an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is all about getting an opportunity, turning or making profit out of opportunities. Making profit out of opportunities. There are opportunities all around us. The only thing is we need to catch them, we need to identify them and make money out of it. This necessarily needs the skill of interacting with others, influencing many people, motivating others, ability to work with others. This is the biggest skill which an entrepreneur has. An entrepreneur has an idea. He or she knows perhaps what is to be done, but who will do it? He gets it done or she gets it done through others. So he or she motivates others, a team of others. So whenever you see startups, we talk about we want to become a startup entrepreneur, 7 out of startup entrepreneurship fail.
First thing that really helped me in my career in finance was being business minded. I always approach finance with that lens that, how can I help business grow, right? So that's the first thing that helped me. Second was always seeing the big picture. And I always felt like, look, if there is an opportunity to make this bigger, can you extrapolate into something which is going to be larger? Can you raise the bar? So always trying to look at that big picture and often trying to follow that chase. I used to feel very excited from a very early on age and of course in my career to try to solve complex challenges. When most people would want to give it up, I would say, okay, let's try and do it, right? Maybe there's a way to manage it. So seeing that big picture and staying on course with it. The other was, to plan and be proactive. I mean, fortunately, we learned this in our CA, during our CA examination, that you got to plan so that you're able to pass the examination. Somewhere it stayed with me. Even today, I try to plan ahead and be proactive because it simplifies as opposed to you trying to be anxious towards the last moment of trying to work out something. And last but not the least, convert theory into practice. I feel it's good to be theory oriented, but until you put it to practice, that theory is of no value. To me, I often found the meaning of theory in practice only because I'm not someone who would like to read papers and papers about law and accounting and all. When I see a problem, and that's when I see the application of that theory becomes real for me. And that's truly, putting it in practice for me. So these are a few things that fortunately worked out well for me.
Be extremely good at what you bring to the table. You're a finance person. Be a very, very good finance person, first and foremost. Then I will say with a world view. वो के साथ ऐड करता हूँ, वो अपना स्प्रेडशीट में घुस के मत बैठिए, जरा देखिए अपने चारों तरफ क्या हो रहा है. Today what happens perhaps in the US has got bigger implications to crude and that has got bigger implications to your business than what is happening next. Yeah. So therefore, getting that business view with your functional view and a world view, I think is an important one. That's where you first and foremost make a difference.
I moved out of my comfort zone most of the time. So, and I have a very, this is my ability, but I can say the strategic thinking. So, if you're talking and we are just working on any area, I go deep into that area and I'll say, hey, we are doing like this. Is there another way or is there a better way we can do it? So, the whole curiosity which comes up, asking yourself the first question, are we the best? And always aim for the best. Let's look into it, why not we be the best? And for when you said you being the best, you really have to spend time, understand certain things. And I don't know, I have the conviction if you really work hard, you'll get some solution. So that solution oriented approach, teamwork, and you can't do everything on your own. So you really have to have a good, smart team working with you, because it's not that you are delivering, your team is delivering. So that's something very, very important. So for me, it's like strategic thinking, teamwork, curiosity, and challenging the status quo. That these are the things which made me to pick up various areas and keep learning. And I never said that even today I will not say every day it's a new day.
I would say call it the three C's to make it easy, to understand and to assimilate. The one is one of the C's is curiosity. The first important thing. I worked in very diverse businesses. Within Unilever also, I worked in businesses like fertilizer and then edible oils and beverages. So very diverse set of businesses. So one, element which was very useful for me and in Unilever and outside later was curiosity. You have to be curious about, the business that you are in. क्या business है? What are the, science in that business? If it is fertilizer, science. What is the fertilizer? How is it made? And just dive deep into it. At that time, it was difficult. There was no internet, so you really had to, drill, to get knowledge. But I think that was really very, very helpful for me. So that is one. Curiosity, I feel, is very important. Second is, customer centricity. And I feel that, how does a finance person relate to, and customers here is really, everybody has a customer. When I work as a finance function, I work for a purpose. The reason why I am there, and it is in every role I've seen that play out. What's my purpose? I have to ask myself, look, why am I here? Who is my customer? Who am I serving here? And I think that then helps me understand as to how then I can delight that customer. So I think that is work both ways, where I try and make a difference, and I also try and see as to how I can achieve the purpose for which I'm there. And it goes beyond the JD or KRAs, etc. and all. Is to really understand the bigger picture here as to how can I make a difference here. So that's important for me. And I think the other one which comes very naturally to finance people is that challenge process. So I call it a constructive challenge, and saying how can I sort of create a balance of discussion where I'm able to get my point of view across. I may have a very diametrically opposite point of view, but how do I see it? And that's a learning that I felt that I've been through that process, and I feel that finance, people really need to understand that, and I've understood it, saying that look, people have different views on the table, and how do I make my point of view in a manner that doesn't shoot down somebody else's idea कि ये बेकार है, but how do I align that person to a converged, argument or a thinking or a way forward here. I think these are my three C's which I feel are, very, very important and have helped me good stead in every role that I've sort of done here.
So keep doing it. छोड़ो मत किसी चीज को अपने pick up किया, you do it. You have that determination, you have that resilience, and you have the hard work. I think that's how I would say you need to. It's not easy to have a balanced state of mind. It's not easy to always keep your composure, but you have to not let go. You just can't let go. If you अगर आपने सोच समझ के कुछ काम कर रहे हो, सोच समझ के उठाया है, तो you can't allow difficulties to really upset your goals. That's part and parcel of life.
Passion is something which nobody can teach you. Okay, and hunger to learn nobody can teach you. It will come from the within only. So I will give you my live example. Like I am working as a CFO of this company, $35 billion. At the same time, I'm working as a vice chairman, Mr. Naveen Agrawal, chief of staff as well. So my day started 6 o'clock in the morning for replying his WhatsApp messages, and then go up to 11 o'clock. If I take this as a burden, I think I will not be able to do my job. If I take that I'm learning every day, so I think learning capability and learning attitude is the only thing which will make you like this way. So when I was only Hindustan thing, I know only a bit thing. When I am involved in the whole group, I know I'm involved in so many strategic things. So my minds keep on opening. Okay, this also I want to learn. This also I want to learn. So I think I will say my skill lies into observing the people and not jumping the gun ahead of the time, and learning from the people. Because nobody is perfect, so whatever you can get best out of the person. Even I am not a perfect, I'm a very impatient person, and that's how the people describe me, that you're very impatient, you need everything now only. So I think that's the how it happens, because you need now only. So I don't think we can say okay after 10 minutes we do now only.
So, one, of course, I always own business outcomes. I think as finance people, sometimes we tend to take a very myopic view that what are the numbers and are we meeting the numbers? But numbers are only a reflection of business progress and business outcomes. So, one of the things I feel has helped me is that in all my roles, I've always owned business outcomes. The second part is that not to settle in a comfort zone. I think continuously learning, trying to do something new, taking risks. I've done roles in IT, in projects, even facilities also. So I've always tried to evolve myself through my career. I think that's always helped. Finally, it's always good to set yourself an ambitious, clear goal saying, this is where I want to get to. Maybe for a long time, I've had this goal that I will become a listed company CFO. It was always there at the back of my mind through every role and everything I do, everything I learn. I always used to take it through that lens that, okay, this is a journey that's going to get me there. So, having some sort of a clear goal on where you want your final endpoint to be, and of course, in the path you may go little right, little left, little up and little down, but finally you'll get there. So that's really, I think, a few things that I feel has helped me.
I think for any finance professional to succeed, it's important that you understand the business levers and the business drivers, because there will always be 100 things to do and resources will be short. And for you to make a conscious call on what you want to go after, it's important that you know what are the ones that really impact the business in a meaningful manner. So I think that's probably the first skill that I would call. The second is be obsessed about landing impact. Don't just coast through the job. Don't just be there for the ride, but actually go in there and make a difference. And if you put this pressure on yourself day in and day out, I think it really helps you deliver something quite fantastic. Yeah. And the third and last is really that no matter how much you've got under your belt, it is an ever-changing world out there. There is always stuff that you need to learn. There's stuff that you need to understand, come up to speed with. There's something new all the time. So always having this learning mindset. Every day is day zero. I think that's the popular cliche. But that's really how you need to approach your work. And I think that really helps you get some good outcome.